In 2022, those behaviors that we saw through the pandemic and how customer behavior changed with purchasing, we're seeing a lot of those trends stick, right? So those influx in e-commerce trends and how you service those trends, in 2022, brands are trying to figure out how do they address that new normal. And so what we're seeing is a huge interest in AI personalized automation. How does a customer self-serve with their brand so that they can get information about their order? What we saw in 2021 coming into 2022 is, half of the inquiries were related to status about their order, right? And so how do you find that information? By calling your brand in a self-service way so that you can easily find out information about your order, feel like it's going to be delivered on time, and know that the brand is responding to the type of engagement that they're having with you.
The trends that will rise to the top, I certainly think we're going to see a lot more around social commerce. So what is the strategy people can leverage in order to take advantage of new channels? TikTok got to 1 billion users in 2 years. It took Facebook like 10 in order to get there. So we're going to see this integration of ads and marketplace channels merging to create experiences that are focused on delivering the most seamless omnichannel shopper journeys. Shoppers want to know the same thing. Is this the product that I want? Is it available near me? How much will it cost and when will I get it? And they want to know that whether they're scrolling through Instagram and want to click and check out right there, or they want to know it if they're surfing, going to a direct-to-consumer site in order to research a product. They want to be able to check out with the same seamlessness that they have on Amazon. So the rise of social commerce and the reduction of friction in the omnichannel shopper journey, I think, is the biggest focus and trend that we're going to see merchants need to focus on in order to deliver the right shopper experience.
These trends that we're seeing now are trends that are just going to implode in 2022 and beyond. We're still at the early stages of true transformation into 3D. We have years ahead of us where personalization just becomes more important. And what does that really mean for a consumer? It's all about having frictionless experiences. It's thinking about how do I make my customer's life easier so that she is searching for products in a way that feels personalized to her. So when I think about trends, I don't even think about them as a trend because personalization and personalized experiences are just part of our future, and we're all going to feel that more and more over the next couple of years.
We're looking very much about how do we make the most of that omnichannel experience for consumers. So how do we treat them the same in the online world as the offline world? And also how do we utilize the stores correctly for a retailer to be able to service the customers? So if I'm buying something online, do I always need it shipped to me? Or actually, is it better for me to go into store, maybe try things on, touch and feel the texture of the clothing, as it were, before buying it, therefore reducing my returns from the outset by being able to service those sales from a store perspective. So really it's about retailers trying to look at all of their channels where they sell goods and try and drive the consumers in the right direction to be best for consumer, but also to be best for retailer as well.
The big challenge for retailers was the Great Resignation, a labor shortage that put so many businesses in jeopardy, and they were unable to meet the demands of consumers. And so we saw a shift in power, where companies had to offer impactful benefits and ways to entice employees to come aboard. It became very competitive. So the demands of consumers really rose around the holidays, and to meet those demands, you had to have a force that was able to come to work every day and again, meet the consumers where they are. There's a shift again, and the power is back on the employee, and employees are demanding from their employers flexibility in scheduling, safety in their workplace, benefits such as on-demand pay where they can take control of their finances. So no, I think this is a permanent trend where the employee really has the power and has the opportunity to say, this is a workplace that fits in with my lifestyle, my schedule.
Voice as a technology, it's pretty well known already because it's in everybody's house in some way, shape, or form. Everybody's already have it on their phone. It's still not complete penetration. There's only like 20% or so of households that have some sort of voice assistant. But that 20% is already like the ones who define the trend. So people are already used to voice technologies. Retailers have started to adopt voice technologies as kind of, for buying experiences instead of clicking. We think voice is going to become the new interface. It's going to become the new touchscreen. But also voice is quickly becoming the way not to understand how people interact with devices, but the way people interact with each other. We are part of that growing trend. Call centers, we've already seen how voice technologies have already taken over the speech analytics space for customer support, customer service, and sales. And we think retailers increasingly are starting to adopt voice technologies in their offline channels.